There's a Not About Lumberjacks story called Booger about a kid who makes a slimy monster in his bathtub. It received more feedback than any other, all to let me know how repulsive it sounds. It's amazing how vile a slowly stirred bowl of oatmeal or slowly eating an open-mouthed banana can sound. Sound is an important element of my fiction podcast, Not About Lumberjacks. Once the narration is locked down, I do yet another read-through to make a note and ultimately a list of sound effects I'll need. Once I have my list, it's time to get busy making and finding sounds. There are 4 ways of getting sound for the stories I narrate. Making things myself, Foley sound, using sound effect libraries, recording ambient sounds, or recording vocal effects. Once you begin considering sound for stories, you hear things everywhere. Recently, while making pizza dough, I accidentally bumped the stand mixer bowl with a metal spoon. The sound was perfect for the latest Not About Lumberjacks story, a science fiction tale about dwarven miners in space. Other times, sounds are created with purpose. A 40-pound weight dragged across a stone becomes a dwarven battle hammer picked up from a cave floor. A synth drone combined with the sound of ice tinkering in a glass stands in for the white light tunnel at the end of life, and dice rolled across a tabletop gives authenticity to a group of kids playing Dungeons & Dragons in the 80s. As much as I'd love making every sound in Not About Lumberjack stories myself, there's just simply not the time. So, sometimes I use sound effects libraries. I mostly use Epidemic Sound because I like their search and similar sounds feature, but also the ability to save sounds in story folders. Freesound.org has been a huge help as well, especially in the beginning of the show, and it's a great little community. If you hear quiet outside backgrounds with birds in an episode of my fiction podcast, it's likely from an ambient track I recorded during a writing retreat with a friend at Cooper Lake State Park in East Texas. And why search for a sound of a moderately busy intersection when there's one right outside the balcony door? Also, ambient tracks aren't always what they seem. When I realized the timer on our dishwasher was making a strange noise, I grabbed a recorder and captured it. With a little bit of processing, it was the perfect sound for the powered rock hammers used by dwarves mining an asteroid in Rock Biters. Speaking of processing, vocal effects are a thing unto their own. With a little pitch shifting and reverb, you too can turn your wife into a cave drake protecting its territory, or push things even more and create the sounds of an alien race. Obviously, this aspect of sound design and effects can get a little more advanced, but you'd be amazed how you can turn an everyday voice into something unrecognizable with just a little effort, or even humorous, like a demon singing happy birthday to a new friend.
Look, boy, we'll never leave you.
We've now reached a point in the process where the story is recorded and the sounds are ready to go. But there's another sound audio fiction relies on as well: music. I'll get to that next time. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up, or go listen to a story at nolumberjacks.com. And if you missed the first or last video in this series, they should be right here.